Some potential songwriting collaborations are too good to pass up. Such was the case when Michael Bolton received a phone call from the office of Bob Dylan in 1990, asking if he'd be interested in working together. At first, Bolton thought the caller was songwriter and record producer Diane Warren playing a practical joke, whom he had worked with previously and was scheduled to do some songwriting with around the same time. When he realized that it was the real Dylan requesting his presence, he dropped everything and headed for Dylan's complex in Malibu the next day. For good measure, Bolton called up Warren to let her know he had taken the gig with Dylan. Warren offered him a warning: make sure you write something that Dylan really likes, because otherwise you will never hear from him again. Dylan, meanwhile, had been writing and recording with the Traveling Wilburys, in between his own solo work. It was apparent Dylan was interested in collaborating with a variety of fellow musicians. His 1990 album, Under the Red Sky, though not a commercial breakthrough, featured a slew of celebrity cameos, including Elton John, Slash, David Crosby, and Stevie Ray Vaughan. When Bolton arrived at Dylan's studio, he found himself awestruck sitting in the presence of the legendary songwriter. The pair experimented with chord changes and melody ideas, and somewhere along the way, the phrase "steel bars" stuck, though Bolton doesn't recall if it was he or Dylan that came up with it. Bolton, who had been listening to Dylan since he was 12 years old, found himself in the somewhat awkward position of figuring out how to express himself if he didn't quite like a particular line, but he needn't have worried. Dylan spouted idea after idea. When he suggested a lyric, if I didn't love it, I just kind of counted to 10 and thought about how one would say to Bob Dylan, "I'm not sure about that one," Bolton told Rolling Stone in 2019. "I couldn't do it, but I didn't have to." He kept coming up with alternatives. Within the allotted 2 days, Steel Bars was completed and Bolton took the track up to San Francisco to record it. While there, he received a fax from Dylan with one more lyrical suggestion for the bridge of the song: "When time itself is so obscene." Steel Bars wound up the closing song on Bolton's 7th studio album, Time, Love and Tenderness, which landed at number 1 on the Billboard 200 chart. Each of the LP's 5 singles, including Steel Bars, which was only released in the UK, reached the top 40. The pair have not collaborated since, though Bolton did release a cover of Dylan's Make You Feel My Love in 2011. To this day, Steel Bars is a setlist staple, and Bolton has even toyed with the idea of recording a full album of Dylan covers. For Bolton, the impromptu invitation in 1990 stands up as one of his most treasured memories of his career, telling Rolling Stone, "Anybody in their right mind would stop whatever they were doing and would have driven to Malibu." I'm Allison Rapp for Ultimate Classic Rock. Make sure that you're subscribed to this UCR channel for all of the best news and history of classic rock and pop culture. And go ahead and hit the notifications button so you'll receive all of our latest videos and interviews, like this one.